We good?
Yeah, we got it right there.
Right there?
Yes, sir.
Sure? Yeah. Yeah, I got people texting me right now. Like, what's going on? What's going on with the live? I usually give folks a couple minutes to get in here. Because
Are we live already?
You got feedback or are you good?
I got a little bit of feedback, but I can work through it.
A little bit of feedback, you can work through it. All right. Let's hope the people at home can work through it.
Because that's what we're doing it for.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going through right now. It is what it is. Hold on. You know, I got theme music. Got to get the theme music going.
Yeah, come on. What's your theme song, T?
Theme song? My boy Santana did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santana. He's part of the G7 podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Got to get connected. Stay with
I thought you was going to play some James Brown. That'll really get me going.
Nah, man. Marking them. You know how that go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You do anything. It's cool. So a couple things real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it public. Go ahead and share it on your Facebook.
Yes, sir. Dun.
You already in here. You in here. All right. Cool. And I can't hear the fools in the back, so I'm good.
Big wins.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm renting space at the trap spot right now, so this is different for me. So for y'all, like, yo, what's going on?
He brought me to the trap.
I'm sorry for the delay. For all my people that watch and tune in, like I said, I'm at the trap. I'm renting space right now, you know, so I can get into the house and get everything going. And you know, when you're in the trap, it's a real life party going on in there right now. Like, you probably gonna hear the fools come out and try to jump in on the second. I mean, I'm gonna do what I can, you know, to try to keep all the riffraff out. You know, we take this serious. But all right, come on, man. Let's get this started. I got my people.
Oh, did you share it? It didn't pop up. Come on.
I got my people. You know, we take this serious. But all right, come on, man. Welcome to the G7 podcast. Wait a minute. Detox podcast, G7. Oh, man. See, Santana does the music. Santana's part of the Game 7 podcast. I saw Dwight in the comments, so I was watching G7 before I started shooting, and you know, everybody knows G7 has been a big influence for me. So shout out to G7. Welcome to the Detox podcast. We're gonna do this the right way. Matter of fact, I feel like stopping this and restarting all over again. It's broke my heart.
Hey, you know what we here now.
But anyway, welcome to Detox. I have with me a friend of mine, Mr. Ryan Banks. Mr. Ryan Banks, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Mr. Ryan Banks has been I'm gonna be honest, he's actually a big part of my life now. If it wasn't for him, I never would have met my fiance. I don't know if he remembers the night he was at the office.
I do.
Yeah, you know, shout out to Banks. Without him,
take all the credit.
Without him, there would be no Savannah. Without him, there would be no wedding.
A beautiful little blessing, right?
Yeah. Hey, there it is, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So today we are talking about men's mental health. There's many ways we can go with this. It's a subject that doesn't get discussed enough, in my opinion, honestly. And I feel like, you know, I told you I'm renting spot at the trap house, so you got a lot of extracurricular shit. I'm trying to block it out. You know, please forgive me. This is the first and last time I'll be at the trap. But anyway, men's mental health. There's a lot that can be said about this, but at the end of it all, we know that a lot of men are not able to really speak the way they feel, especially in relationships, because at the end of it all, there's no one who they feel will understand. And I mean, even listen to them. Do you agree with that?
Well, I feel like we don't hit the speed bump where it's like no one's going to listen. We just don't think that they're going to understand. Because most men were raised from the standpoint that we have to put on a front that we're tough, things don't get to us. But how many little boys could really say that they know how to process emotion? When something goes wrong, you tell a little boy, toughen up, be a big boy. Big boys don't cry. And I feel like those are just pathways that lead you down a path of when you get older, you get into relationships, you end up burning through relationships because you don't know how to communicate. Those are the things we never talk about, especially in our community.
Now, do you wrote a book? Tell me
Sir.
the title of your book.
So the title of my book is called The Noor Book of Love Notes. It's one of the projects I decided to work on, just to break away from all the other projects I was working on, because it's totally different. It's just me talking about just processing the emotion of working through a relationship. So with you and someone else, and something goes wrong, what do you do when it goes wrong? Do you get up? Do you leave? Do you run? Do you blow up and you ruin a good situation? Just because we as men, we don't process emotion correctly a lot of the times. So very impatient. So I wanted to speak to that, and I started writing, and it ended up turning into a book.
Now you're in a relationship yourself. How long you been in your relationship?
Whew. Man, I've been knowing my girl for like 12 years, I believe.
So does a lot of your book have to come from personal experience?
No. So I think in my case with the book, it's a process of all the relationships around me. So I see something happen with one of my best friends, or I see someone happen to my neighbor. It's just I was drawn from a lot of the things going on around with me. And that's when I started writing and processing it and putting it on paper.
Okay. How long did it take you to write it?
Whew. It's so crazy. My writing process is different from others. I was in the process of writing a script for a movie, and to get my mind away from it, I would start writing in the actual book. So it'll be times I'll be having a drink and I get a random thought, and I just write out a whole 3-4 pages. So overall, it probably took me 3 months to actually write the book.
Does your childhood play with your book at all? Like, does your childhood?
Oh, definitely. I was raised by nothing but women, so in my case, I feel like my whole life I heard about all the failed relationships in the women in my life. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of, man ain't shit. Oh, I apologize.
No, you good. You good.
Okay. My apologies. But yeah, I heard a lot growing up. Men aren't this, men aren't that. But where's the responsibility of both parties at the end of the day? People don't tend to talk about that. It takes two to tango at the end of the day. So that does play a portion in my book, but I'll just say you got to get it. Like, you got to get it, because like it's gonna be a true portrayal of emotion from someone who's looking outside of the emotion from a bird's eye view.
Now, when you were writing the book, did like how you dealt with things? Because I know you said it's not just your relationship. It's like relationships with everybody. But do you find it easier to communicate in your intimate relationship with your fiance?
The biggest thing for me was that it hit me when I had to read the book out loud. You know what I mean? Like, anyone could write something down on paper, but then when you have to reread it out loud and people can actually hear what you're saying. Like, the first time I had to read it out loud, I was reading it to a couple of friends. I wanted to show them what I was working on, and my voice started cracking, and it had nothing to do with me. Like, this part of the book had zero to do with anything I've ever been through. But it was the first time that I read the words out loud, and words have power. You know what I mean? So like the emotion and the context in which I wrote it was coming out when I was speaking. So I do feel like this has been an experience and helped me grow as a man as well.
Do you talk to people throughout your life now? Is like any of your personal experiences? Do you
I'll talk to anybody about anything. Because I feel we don't communicate enough as humans.
As men.
Especially as men. We as men do not communicate enough, because at the end of the day, I could go through something and my brother could be right next to me going through the same thing, and we never talk about it. We could see each other every single day, but it comes from the standpoint that we were raised that big boys don't cry, toughen up. What are you gonna go and tell him that for? Now you look like a pussy, you look like a bitch, like, but we're human.
Okay, so how do we fix that though? How do we move past that?
It takes me, it takes you, it takes all of us to realize that we have to tell even the young dudes that's running around here getting in all type of trouble. We got to show them that the world is bigger than their reality, and their reality is everything they see every day. They're all trying to be tougher than each other.
They see TikTok, Instagram,
exactly. So they're seeing people's status. They see the rappers, they see all this. I feel like the rappers and people in that lane don't come back enough and tell these kids it's more to life than a gold chain. It's more to life than being the flyest person that you could be. Because now you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for what people see you as.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like that conversation needs to start.
So from now on, you're saying like if you're going through some stuff, you're gonna pull the boys aside and talk to
100%. 100%. I mean, you could ask like my two best friends. Like we talk about everything, literally. And I'm not going to dive into their situations, but like we've had conversations just on the mental aspects of, I feel like we're all pretty successful. We're all doing our thing, but what happens when the weight of the expectations of what you're supposed to be doing becomes too much?
Speaking of, you said we're all doing the thing, we're all successful. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your success. Because I mean, you big time right now, dog.
I'm not big time.
You Mr. London. Like you got a lot going.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all of your success, everything, all these projects you're putting on. Like, how have you dealt with that? Like, I know it hasn't been easy. I know there's some
it's not easy at all. What I found is that I literally had to start writing things down from day to day, because I'm probably the biggest multitasker I know. I feel like this hour I work on this and keep a 9 to 5 on all this. It hit me one day is that I don't want to die with an idea in my head, and not get that idea done. So that's when I was like, I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a movie script. I'm gonna get my passport and I'm traveling. I'm getting stamps. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little ghetto boy from the ghetto. Yeah. I was never supposed to make it off my block, but I've had the opportunity to travel the world, and that's what I want to show the next little brown boy coming up behind me is that your reality is not your perception. So you can get out there and see the world. It's bigger than your block.
Do you talk to your fiance about things?
Yeah, definitely. That's my best friend.
You stumbled a little bit.
No, because I had to think about the context in which you were saying it. Hey. He tried it. Talk every damn day.
Listen, no, I'm asking because we talk like we had the conversation. You could talk to your boys.
Yeah.
Everybody will admit it's sometimes easier to talk to your friends versus your significant other.
Well, I do delegate what I do talk to her about.
Oh yeah,
there's certain things that as men I feel like it's harder for her as a woman to understand what I'm going through.
But here's where the problem comes in when it comes to mental health. We try to take on that for the other person. Mm-hmm. If we don't give them a chance to understand, we can't say they won't.
That's very true. Yeah. And but it's no playbook to life.
Yeah.
It's no instruction manual. This is how you should do things. It literally comes down to you're not going to hit that speed bump until you hit it. And then once you hit it, you realize, I should have slowed down. I should approach this situation differently.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm a firm believer. I've learned through my my wrongdoings that because I mean, like you said, no one gets it right on the first shot.
Definitely not. Like, some people get lucky, but
they're lucky.
Not me.
Yeah, so for me, I just learned at a young age where it's like if I'm going to. I kind of have to give the other person opportunity because it was easy for me to hold things in, hold things back. And
so you feel like in your situation, you weren't giving people an opportunity?
Oh, not at all. I was not. I was holding it in, and it was easier for me to say, oh, they wouldn't understand. They wouldn't get it. But in reality, it's like I never gave them a chance. Okay. And I feel like that's where I messed up in a lot of, not just relationships, friendships as well.
Well, a relationship is a friendship, but
Yeah, I mean, but you're right. It's a different type
You
of
know what I mean?
friendship.
It's different types of relationships.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just that, as a man, like you said, we have that persona where it's like we're supposed to be tough. We're not supposed to feel. We're not supposed to be emotional. And so it's weird sometimes when you hear men opening up, because it's like.
But see, that's where it has to change. Why is it weird?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
because we were taught that it was weird. We were shown that it was weird.
Exactly.
It's very small things, like people don't even realize. Like, you said that and didn't even realize you said it. Like, because that's the norm.
You're right, and that's my. He's right, and that's my bad for the way I put that out there.
But that's not your bad. That's just that's how the culture.
That's the perception. Yeah, I got you. We're here. Now it's okay. Let me change that. It's not weird. It's just uncommon.
It is uncommon, and that's why it needs to be common.
But I'll take it a step further. I will say this, that I've met a lot of people of a lot of different ethnicities, men included, and it's more common for men of other ethnicities to open up than it is for black men.
Oh, it's a very true statement. It's a fact, actually.
Yeah, it's.
When was the last time? Do you have a psychologist? A therapist?
I'm saying yes, I do.
You do. You're probably one.
Yeah.
You're probably, honestly, it's probably about 10% of black men who, or even brown, because we're all in the same boat almost.
Yeah.
But very few of us actually take care of our mental health. We've never been taught that. Why would you go tell? It's funny because I remember my grandmother said that. She was like, "Why are you going down there to talk to them white people?"
That's how it's seen. Like, why are you telling them your business?
Yeah, why are you telling your business?
Yeah.
Like, well, shit, I need some help. We need to work through this.
Like, it's crazy because I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, you had a conversation with Trina.
Yes, I did.
You remember the conversation?
Every word of it.
All right. So after that conversation, we went home, and she actually had a conversation with her nephew. And upon having that conversation with her nephew, she came to me. She was like, "Dang, you and Banks was right."
Yeah.
And I was like, I said,
but see, and that's the thing that really messes some women up, is that they feel attacked because, unfortunately, the situation is that most women are raising their kids alone and raising men. And when you tell someone like, "Hey, your son doesn't know how to communicate emotion," they take that offensive, like you're attacking them personally. No, I'm telling you that because I was raised by a single mother, so I understand. It was stuff I couldn't tell my mom. Like, I wasn't gonna tell my mom.
It's still stuff she still probably doesn't know.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Man, come on, man. There's stuff my mom found out about my book and got upset.
She did?
Upset.
Why?
I taught you it's okay to be emotional. No, you did not. You know what I mean? But we got to realize at the same time, like I said, it's no playbook to life. We all trying to figure this out. They went through, their generation went through the same thing we're going through, just in a different scope. You know what I mean? Now we got social media and everything, and it's probably 10 times worse now, because now we're looking at the expectations that we see every time we scroll up or down our phone. The media can control what we feel is beautiful, which is crazy. You know what I mean? I was reading a quote from Malcolm X, and he was like, "Who taught you to hate yourself? You hate your melanin. Yeah. You hate how thick your hair is.
I don't. I love my ways.
Hey, you see me, baby. I'm out here. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like, the term nappy. Yeah. Where'd that come from? Yeah. My hair is thicker than anyone else's. You know what I mean? So they came up with a term of it, and it's called nappy. What? Yeah. So now my hair is not good enough. So I'm gonna go perm it. I'm gonna put all these chemicals in it. We're gonna get a doo-wop going. You know what I mean? It's just the craziness that, people don't really take a step back and look at, that we're going through mentally and dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
Do you, I had a question for you. I forgot what it is.
Oh, man.
It has something to do with your childhood.
Okay.
And mental health. I can't remember. Because you said you were raised by a single mother. I was with you on that because, I grew up in a house. Okay. Just mom, sister, aunts everywhere. Grandmothers, and there was a question I had directed towards you, but I lost my thought because when you brought the Malcolm X quote, because it's a real serious thing, and that's when it comes. Oh, it's about social media because you brought it up. Do you feel like social media nowadays helps or hurts when it comes to mental health? Because, and then hold on, let me clarify right quick.
Okay.
Because when you're on social media nowadays, you have all these things about there's help, be positive, but then you scroll up just a little bit or a little bit further, and there's something that makes you feel bad about yourself. Because
it's all bullshit. but listen, let me put that in the context though. So when I say it's all bullshit, what was the last thing you posted
about this?
So you're using social media for a marketing tool.
Oh yeah.
To get a bigger reach.
Oh yes.
Everyone uses social media for different things, but mostly people are trying to monetize something.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to monetize their image, they're trying to monetize their business, it's monetize their image. You know what I mean? So it's like you're out here and you're living life crazy. Now I'm gonna post that. I want to set the precedent. Me and my boys popped 10 bottles last night. What did that do for you? You know what I mean? That got you a couple more clicks. You know, people just out here doing it for the clicks.
I think, but it also what people don't see, what it also does is that, like you said, yeah, oh, it got you 10 more clicks. But then guess what? There's somebody who's looking at that feeling like, oh, I have to be that.
I have
to top that.
Bro.
And I feel like that, especially with men, that gets a lot of us in trouble. Because if we don't make the amount of money that somebody who can pop 10 bottles in the club do, what are we going to do?
Literally. So status.
Yes.
You know, men chase status because women are attracted to it. I mean, come on, look at peacocks. Let's take it serious. You see a peacock with the big wings, you know, big feathers out here, and you know they're doing it for women. You know, that's a simple analogy that you can translate to men. We're trying to get a better car, we're trying to get a bigger chain, we're trying to get the freshest outfit we can, and the girl shows up to a club in a Walmart outfit with some heels on. Come on now, you really good? Can you tell?
Hey,
she can say it's Fashion Nova.
Hey,
is it really?
Hey,
you know
listen,
I mean?
hey.
Like, let's be real. Come on. But they're out here checking your jeans. Are those Jordans? Are they real?
Yeah, no, you're right.
So now we're making these bigger companies money, and we going broke just to chase a status symbol.
Hey, this nigga's preaching.
So my boy Dwight says, he said it used to be door-to-door sales. He did. He said
shout out Dwight.
Only alternative was radio or TV. Now you can reach homes via online services. So, you know, why not use social media? And I mean, it's
no. Social media has made people millionaires.
No, he's saying it like kind of, he's using it in the way saying like, shoot, people gonna use it because look how they can benefit from it.
100%. And so, I agree. But if we're talking about correlating it to mental health, what are we going to tell that little boy, you know, who's being raised by a single mom? Your mom can't afford these shoes
at all.
So now you're going to school in what she can afford, and the other kids are laughing at you. Because guess what? Your shoes that are functionally perfect, they protect you if you step on something. If the ground's hot, they protect you from that. They're clean. But guess what? It's not good enough because they're not Jordans, they're not Nikes, they're not the new whatever.
Preach, brother.
You know what I mean? So
Preach.
It's a double-edged sword. You can say you're using it, but it's detracting from that little boy that's going through something. And now mentally he feel like he's not enough because he's not dressed as nice as the person next to him.
So how do you, if that boy is listening to this show, if the boy who's going through that, what do you say to him?
I tell him that it's a scene off of Baby Boy where Vin Raines was like, it's about guns and butter. You know what I mean? Like when you hear that at first, you know, it takes a second to register in your mind. Like, what's he really talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, earth is what matters. You know, our boy just bought this house. This is going to last longer than any pair of Jordans will. So why are you so caught up on what your appearance looks like? I've bumped shoulders with people with money. Whoop, 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 almost got me.
I told you we in the trap tonight. We in the trap tonight, man.
We outside. But you know, I bumped shoulders with dudes with millions of dollars, and they had on like some jeans and some regular Nikes, driving a Toyota.
Dude, have you ever seen like there'll be pictures of
Bill Gates
and
walking around,
Michael Jordan? Like this man's shoes is $100+, but my man walk around in boots in some them Wranglers.
Dusty leather joints with them big wide bottom pants
and some Wranglers.
and
some Wranglers.
The Wranglers.
Like it's crazy to me because I feel like it's only the minority community.
It's only us. That's why they say the power of our dollar is the most powerful dollar in the world. Because guess what? We make Gucci popular. Come on now. Okay, so during the pandemic, a clip went viral of the black dude hitting a white guy in the head with the mics. Not the mics. It was like the hard lemonade.
Twisted Tea.
Twisted Tea.
Yes, sir.
Bust him in the face. They sales went up like 80%.
Oh yeah.
Who was buying that? Us.
Everybody wanted a twisted tea, just in case
Everybody
somebody
wanted
tried
a
it.
twisted tea.
Yeah, hey,
Oh, he called
Santana
it
the
the
dude.
N-word.
So Santana the
Ooh.
dude that made the intro, he was doing on all the episodes of G7 after that twisted tea. He had one sitting right there.
And how crazy is that?
That was his
That's free
trademark.
marketing, and social media just made them millionaires.
Yeah.
Even more millions.
Man, because you know, wasn't nobody drinking twisted tea before that.
I still haven't drank one, and I refuse.
I feel
to
like
drink a twisted tea.
The man only hit him with it because it was the closest thing to him.
Hey, he busted his ass in the face. Boom! I said, "Woo!" Bet he won't say that again.
Yeah, nah. So like social media definitely does play with men's mental health. I feel like, especially when it comes, like you said, men chase status. Now, my issue, amongst a lot of other things, is that why do we care?
Why do we care? Because it's the culture in which we live in. Think about when you're younger. You know, like I still remember my cousins. My aunt went and bought them the NFL jackets, and it had their teams on it. And I was like, "Damn, I want one so bad." For what? The Dallas Cowboys have never done anything for me. Like, why am I trying to stress my mother to go spend $200 on a jacket that I'm about to grow out of in about a year? But I feel like I need it. I need it because I see other people with it, and I want the same thing. You know, I want to be accepted by them. You know, so at the end of the day, we're just looking for acceptance, and I think that weighs heavily on men's minds is that we want to be accepted by our peers, and we want to be accepted by whoever we're attracted to. You know, we want to be the big peacock with the beautiful feathers. You know what I mean? Like, it happens.
So it's not enough to be Netflix no more. You got to be Peacock TV.
Hey man, Peacock TV's doing numbers, ain't it? Hey Peacock, you hear us? That's a free plug, baby.
At what point in your life did you feel comfortable enough to talk? Like
to talk? Honestly, I promise you, it's the first time I went to a gay club. It's the craziest thing because, like, so everyone knows, you know, I work in the nightlife industry, and one of our bartenders came in, and she was like, "Hey, you got to go to the Merc." I was like, "What's the Merc?" She was like, "You never been to the Merc?" And it ended up being a gay bar, and I went, and just the vibe of everyone there was amazing. And you know, I was talking to someone there one time, and the gentleman was like, "Yeah, I'm a doctor. I do this, I do that." And he was like, "You know, this is the only place I feel safe." And it blew my mind that, you know, we as humans have to go to our safe harbors. And, you know, that's a safe harbor for people in that community. So once my mind started going, I just started thinking, like, it's crazy. You never know what the person next to you is going through. Like, I seen the interview with Lil Nas X, or is Lil Nas? I don't know how you pronounce it.
I just call Motown Road.
Well, you missing your cowboy hat today,
You're
baby.
Stupid.
But I heard him in an interview, and he was like, "You know, I'm from the ghetto, and I couldn't come out and tell my family I was gay." How crazy is that? You know, this is a little black boy whose sexual preference is his sexual preference. You know, who he's having sex with don't do nothing for me. You know what I mean? But he should be safe. He should feel safe. And it's too often in our community that people don't feel safe. And it's stuff like that that made me start realizing we to be able to have these conversations. Because, you know, say I have a son and he comes and tells me he's gay. I still got to love him no matter what. And it's not about if I agree with his lifestyle.
You know,
hey, are you safe? Are you happy? All right, then whoever you love, I'm going to love because I love you. And that's the thing. I feel like us as black men, we don't even say the love word enough. Like, I can honestly say I love my brother. But you know what I mean? Like, you get a dude raised in the same situation. He might not be able to, you soft, man. What you saying love for? Like, come on, bro. Like, what is he doing? You could die tomorrow. Life's too short, way too short to sit there and not be able to say that someone you genuinely care about, you can't tell them you love them. So literally just mixing and mingling with different people from different backgrounds, it opened my eyes and let me be able to see that, you know, in all actuality, life is way too short to be sitting there living by the stigmas of the past.
Man, when is book coming out? When the book coming out? I just want to read the book.
So the book is completely done. It's just finished the last editing. I'm going through copyright situations right now. So as soon as the copyrights get done, we'll be releasing within the next 2 months. It's all done now. All the hard work's done.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
So real quick, Dwight, go off what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight says the daughters share that same pressure when it comes to sex and relationships with their
Hell
fathers
yeah.
also.
Well, wait. What? Wait. Sexual preference? Wait, what? With the
No, not like that. I think.
Whoa, Dwight, what you talking about?
Because what he's saying, because Dwight, I think Dwight has like 2 or 3 daughters.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure he's.
Is he talking about the expectations?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Dwight, clarify in the comments for us. Like, what do you specifically what you mean? But I mean, for me personally, like, I have I have a blended family. So it's like most of them are older now.
Yeah.
So if they come, for me, it's probably it's gonna be much easier to kind of like, okay, I ain't been there all day life. It might be that's your preference. Hey, it is what it is. But like when it comes to my daughter, who I'm gonna be from day one. If she come to me and be like, "Daddy, I like girls," be like, it's gonna knock me off a little bit.
Of course.
Be like, oh,
there's no playbook to this.
Yeah,
It's no playbook to this. Like literally, we're making it up as we go, and our generation is literally the first generation who opened the doors for people of different, sexual preferences, or like the whole, just gender neutral situations. Like I'm not here to judge anybody. I got friends of all different walks of life, and I love them all equally. So what I mean, like I always tell people, just be happy. And like Dwight was saying, do women have those same expectations? Hell yeah, they do.
Well, okay. Well, he actually clarified. What he's saying is a fear of a daughter coming to the father who's sexually active and dating. It's not easy for her to go. No, it's not. My sister. Wait.
Oh, I get it.
My sister did not go to my father until she was like in college. Like she was grown.
Yeah.
He's right. It's very hard.
Okay, so true situation. One of my first jobs, and this is when I was young. I was like 18, 19. And one of my managers' name was Tanya. Tanya, if you're watching, I still love you to this day. Because she literally changed my life and my mentality. So one day we're at work and we're talking, and Tanya was gay. She was married to a woman, to her wife. And she came to me one day and she was like, what's crazy, Ryan, is that I have insurance. Me and my wife have been married for 20 years, and I can't put her on my insurance because she's a woman.
Damn, they still got that going? I thought they passed.
No, this was years ago. This was like when I was 18. And it hit me. I'm like, Tanya, she's cool as hell. Like, her wife can't get insurance. She gets sick.
Yeah.
It started clicking. Like, you don't understand the different rules and stuff going on behind the scenes that people are dealing with. And then I remember she was telling me the situation where they adopted their daughter, and they had to jump through hoops after hoops after hoops. When I know crackheads out here with kids who don't deserve them kids.
At all.
You know what I mean? Like, I used to work with kids in an after school program, and one of our kids, he had been burnt, like 70% of his body was burned from his mom. You know what I mean? Like, and there's this gay couple who would love to have that child in their home.
Yeah.
Where that child would never be hurt, never be harmed, will be raised right, would never skip a meal. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy that society was able to place these barriers in place for people like that. Oh, we don't agree with their lifestyle, so you're not fit to raise a child and shit like that. So it's just, mental health can go a long ways in a lot of different directions, especially with people in those communities.
How did that affect you mentally? Like,
mentally, it fucked me up. Like, because I was raised in a church. My mom was like the super strict church lady. My grandma and my auntie was like my little getaway from reality. I got to get out there and see what life was really like because of them. But my mom was like, by the Bible, like Sodom and Gomorrah, and like, every Sunday I was memorizing church verses. Like, it was so crazy because I felt like even my own mother was detached from reality because our church was on the wrong side of town, and my whole family was from the other side. So like, we'd be at church and I'd go outside, it'd be a fight right after Sunday school. So I feel like mentally, it's just, life is going to be what you make it. Just don't be afraid to get out there and have that conversation. Talk to people.
I got you. I'm with that. I was church too.
Hey.
I got an episode called Church Hurt coming up. I do.
Don't have me on that. I'm gonna piss off everybody in church.
Nah, it's a lot of people coming on that's gonna piss folks off. But that's in a couple weeks.
Don't do that.
We'll talk about it as it comes up.
Okay.
What was the hardest? What part of the book was the hardest to write?
The actual Big Boys Don't Cry was probably the hardest one, and I think it was hardest because it's my experiences with mixing with a bunch of others that I feel like men of from my background go through. One of the lines in the book is that actually hold on, read it to you.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, read some, just put something out there for the people.
Just a quick line, real quick. Hold on.
You don't give them too much. You still want to buy.
Hey, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for that.
Ain't nothing free. Okay, this is
nothing at all. Nothing at all. Give me a second. Hold on. We loading up real quick.
You good.
Not that one. All right, bro.
Don't be picky,
Man, hold on. No, I'm looking for just the specific one that I'm talking about. Hold on. Best flag.
Once again, I apologize, y'all. I'm in the trap today. That's why y'all hear all the stuff in the background. We'll be back in the studio next week.
So this is the line I was talking about. So in one of the poems I wrote in here, it says, "See, I'm a black man in a nation who doesn't want me. My own people hate me. What does it matter if the man holding the gun's skin tone is white or black?" And I got that because I seen a picture a photographer took was a black man standing in the middle with a beanie on, and there's a white guy with a gun and a black guy with a gun next to him. I wrote about that because I felt like we get so up in the arms when we see police brutality and things like this, and it's two sides of the same coin. Because we're coming from the same situation where we're killing each other, and instead of us attacking that behavior in our communities, we only attack the behavior of the police when they do it. Neither side is right. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I feel like, okay, so I could break it down even simpler. As children, they put you. We all play sports, right?
Yeah.
You play football, right?
I play.
You try it. They put you out there, right? If you play defense, they say anybody come across the middle, you take his head off, right?
That's what we taught.
So in every ghetto in America, it's a basketball court and a football field, right? Why is that?
That's what we good at.
Why is that? No. You seen Simone Biles?
Oh, yeah, okay.
But you see what I'm saying? So they're pushing all the little black boys to play these physical sports where we're looking at across the line of scrimmage of someone who looks just like us, and we're trying to knock their fucking heads off. I know I talked to a gentleman not that long ago, and he was like, I hated him since Pee Wee football. Why?
You ain't even old enough to hate somebody.
Exactly. No, but somebody was yelling in your ear, you better hit him as hard as you can.
Since Pee Wee?
Since Pee Wee football. He told me this to my face.
Damn.
I said, what? That is crazy.
That's a long time to hate.
That's a long time to hate somebody. You don't even know why you don't like him.
Yeah, nah. Pee Wee football?
Pee Wee football. How crazy is that?
Yeah, nah.
We're taught, we play all these sports, but what about a chess champion? OG taught me how to play chess when I was younger. Checkers champion. What's wrong with that? But no, we said earlier that we chase status, right? In high school, who's the most popular guys?
Football players,
basketball players, track stars, every now and then.
So
no one cares about the baseball player. No one cares about the debate champ.
Well, crazy thing is, in my school, but I grew up in.
Where you grew up?
Richmond.
Ooh.
So, but I went to El Cerrito, but so did half of Richmond. So, the football team was full of us. The basketball team was full of us.
Of course.
The baseball team was a combined.
Why you never played tennis?
Players. I don't even think we had a tennis team at the time. And if we did, I didn't know about it. I swear to God. If we had a tennis team.
What about golf? Why you didn't play golf?
There was a golf team, but none of us played. Listen, hey, no, I'm not saying you're wrong.
No. But it's a fact across America. We play basketball and football.
Yeah.
What's the two? Look, the only two major leagues that test for marijuana.
Basketball and football.
You could be a NASCAR driver, high as hell, driving 280 miles an hour, and you're not getting tested.
You're right. I mean, it's crazy because it's like, and the sad part is that they give us all these things to build us up, but yet they give us the same things to tear us down.
100%.
So it's like,
because you get caught smoking weed, you get fined, right?
Yeah. Hey, it's.
But they just legalized it in California, and they're legalizing it all across America. And who's the ones making money off of it?
Same people that was taxing us.
But we're talking about mental health, though.
Yeah.
You know, like
how that will mess you up.
No, think about it. I know people who got locked up for an eighth of weed.
Yeah.
It costs $50 at the dispensary now.
But you kneel on a black man's neck, you can only get 22.5 years. But that's a different topic.
That is not a different topic. We need to talk about that, because mentally, how am I supposed to take it? That I know if my little brother leaves the house and he drives away, something bad could happen. Yeah. He might not come back home. Like I feel like I could take a cop's bullshit, because I'm a little older. I'm in control of myself. But how do you tell a 21-year-old when you pull over and a cop having a bad day, don't you say nothing smart back to him? He's a man just like you, but he could take your life and probably get away with it. And that's okay. Because guess what? One of these trolls on the internet gonna be like, he should have listened.
Yeah. He should have complied. Why didn't he just get out the car? Why didn't he leave his hands at, like, yeah.
Crazy, right?
It definitely is. That too can mess you up mentally, especially
mentally. That will rock you. Like, and we live in California. We're not going through what they're going through in the South.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I still heard that this places in Texas you can't drive through after dark.
Nah, that's not just. It's crazy thing. It's not just Texas. It goes Texas,
it's the whole South,
Alabama,
the whole South. So it's like mentally, how am I supposed to tell a little black boy, like, you could truly be whatever you want?
But just don't go through there.
Yeah, right.
Drive through there.
Don't you do it? I wouldn't do it.
Nah, it's rough. And it's definitely it scares the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie, especially having two young black men growing up in the house. And it's hard because at the end of the day, when they walk out the house, they're black.
At the end of the day,
they're half Mexican, but if you're looking just at the color of their skin, they're black.
My name is Ryan. Okay, so like, let me tell you what that comes with. I applied for a job, and a while back I had an interview, and the VP calls me, and he wants to interview me as well, right? So we do an over the phone interview, and he leads with, "So Ryan, tell me about yourself. Anything crazy? You got red hair or anything?"
Yo.
So I'm like, no, sir, no red hair or anything like that. I ended up getting the job. My black ass walk in there, and he's looking at a sheet of paper, and he's like, "Ryan, oh, you're Ryan."
I guess Ryan's not a okay.
Only I guess he was looking for Ryan now, right? I guess he was looking for Darquan.
Man, that's crazy. Told you I'm in the trap, y'all. Please forgive the ignorance. I'm in the trap. Anyway, that's weird, dude. Like Ryan. So Ryan, I mean, he got red hair. Ryan the redhead.
Literally, Ryan the redhead.
Dang, it's cold blooded, man. But like, I'm glad that I was able to get you on here to talk about this because
I certainly appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because we hang around a lot of black men.
Yeah.
Well, we hang around a lot of different. I got white friends, black friends,
it's a different group.
But it's like, how do we, even in our groups, how do we get people to be comfortable having conversations? Like when you're going through something in your relationship. Like,
so I honestly try to make sure all of my boys know at any point in time you could come talk to me. 100%. Like, I don't care what it's about. Like, I don't care if you switching careers, you going through something at home. Even if you're in a dark place, come talk to me. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather you talk to me and we both didn't know what the hell to do, but we're going to try and figure it out, than me wake up and to a text message, so-and-so just killed themselves. And that's what I feel like we don't talk about enough. because I feel like in our community, we show those behaviors that we don't think we're worth it. We don't think that we're worth the time it takes to be fixed. And at the end of the day, we're not broken. We just need to be shown a different path. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'd rather have that conversation, those tough conversations. It's not easy to tell somebody that you're going through a dark time in your life. You know what I mean? So, like, as long as all of my boys know you can come to me, it's crazy. I randomly check in on everybody. Like, yo, how you doing? You good? You all right? I do my best to try and reach out. I feel like I got a big umbrella. It's a lot of people under there, and I care about every last single one of them. So, I do my best to, reach out and be that open ear, because sometimes people just need to be talked to.
What? All right, no. So real quick, we got a question.
We are live. Will y'all stop?
We got a question.
We drunk and we on.
Get your question. I'm trying to do some shit.
On God in there. On God.
Security.
We on. This T-Banger podcast. That shit is the number one podcast in the world, nigga. If you ain't logged in, you a bitch ass nigga.
Come on. I'm trying to do a show though. We can do all that later. I'm trying to do a show. Bro.
Let's go.
Anyways, this show is brought to you by Oswans and them.
All right, so real talk. We got a question for you right quick.
Okay.
What advice do you give a mother trying to raise a man?
Oh, that's a good one. All right, so I truly feel that you got to be able to separate your emotions from the situation. It's not an attack on you when they tell you they feel like you don't understand, because guess what? You might not understand. You know what I mean? Like, hormones through a teenage boy is different. You know what I mean? Hey, your voice start cracking. Your shoes don't fit. Your arms is too long. Your knees hurt. Like, it's a lot going on, and you're transitioning from being that little boy where Power Rangers and Hot Wheels was cool, and now I'm chasing skirts or chasing whoever. You know what I mean? So, my advice to women is, like, don't take it personal if the young person you're raising doesn't know how to communicate with you. Just always be open to having that conversation.
So do you feel like they cannot be scared to at least try to start a conversation though? Yeah,
you do your best to try and start it.
Just don't overdo it, because at the end of the day, don't pressure them into something. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to pressure someone into a statement. You know what I mean? Especially someone young, vulnerable, going through, changes and a transition in their life. So my advice would just be, just take it a day at a time. Yeah. Even if you got to keep a journal, like, it's a lot of work. It's tedious, but it'll be worth it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because they could say a small comment, 2 weeks ago that's relevant 3 months from now. And if you go back and look through that journal and you see that, you could bring that up. Like, is this what you was talking about? Because it might have took them that long just to be able to process that emotion. Now, hey, talk to me. What are you going through? What are you thinking? What are you seeing? I started coaching youth basketball, and I had to realize where my level of basketball knowledge it was here. I got to be able to break that down in terms where they can understand. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, in life, we've been through all of this shit. We got to realize they haven't been through that yet. So we got to be able to simplify these experiences so they can understand. And, that would be my biggest piece of advice. So do you feel like everybody should be able to write things down?
Hell yeah. I mean, like really think about it. No one ever told me write down your thoughts. The reason you write them down is because that's like taking a snapshot. You could take a snapshot of your feelings and everything you're going through at this moment, and you could look at it a week from now and be like, damn, I was actually tripping. Like, I need to work on me. You know what I mean? Like, my emotional mind state at that point, I'm bigger and better than that. And this is what I'm going to do differently. Because in the heat of the moment, yeah, we all get upset, but it's all about learning how to regulate those emotions.
Okay, we got two things. Let's stick on this topic, and then let's stick with Trina, and then we'll jump to you, Dwight. So if they're not willing to talk to you, or if they don't feel comfortable, is suggesting therapy wrong?
No, but why don't you find someone that they are comfortable talking to, that you trust? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get the hardest gangbanger in the hood to talk to him. But, you know what I'm saying? But like honestly, and I feel like that you asked earlier, you said, you know, what can we do? What can I do to make sure that people are available to be able to talk to? You know, I feel like that's one of the things we do is we make ourselves available to the mothers who are going through that, where you could be like, hey, T, my son's going through this. You mind taking him to the side and talking to him, see where his head's at? You know, that's something that most women are afraid to do, because guess what? You're trusting your son to another person. Yeah. Like, that's hard to do, but it's a statement they usually say, you know, it takes a community, it takes a village. You got to be able to trust that village. You know what I mean? Like, don't trust just anybody, but find somebody you cool with that, like, he might be looking up to. You know, he might look up to somebody and be like, oh, he's fly, he got all the shoes, he got the cars, but you trust me, you know the hard work he put in for that. So you could be like, hey, let me connect y'all and let y'all talk about life. You know, sometimes young men need that. Just talk about life.
All right, a couple things. So Dwight agrees with you. He says it's not wrong, but at the end of the day, they're looking for love and understanding. Mm-hmm. He also says that they got to grow together, figure out why he feels like he isn't, 100% comfortable with coming to them and with whatever's bothering him. And then,
okay, go ahead.
Oh, and then, this was something he directed. He just said, when it comes to that, moms just be mom, and trying to be mom and dad is cool, but we as men can process shit for what it is, as opposed to for thinking this is what mom or women's do. So just be there.
Definitely. Just be there is the biggest thing at the end of the day. Because, you know, like, I feel like my mom had me when she was 18. And one of the statements she said that I'll never forget, my little brother, like, did some wild shit. And she, like, put him on timeout, sent him to his room, had him on, like, detention. Man, let me tell you. I walked in the house like, you about to get your ass beat. I can't wait. And my mom literally sent him to her. She talked to him about it, sent him to the room. He was in trouble. And I'm like, what the hell is that? You used to send me up the street to get a switch. And if it wasn't the right kind, you went and got the branch. So, like, what is it? And my mom, she looked me dead in my face and she said, Ryan, I was 18 when I had you. I was still a kid. I didn't know how to be a parent. And I won't ever in my life forget that. Like, literally, it hit me like, man, fuck. I was like, fuck that at the time. But when I grew up a little bit, I could get it. Like, damn, that's real shit. Like, it's no playbook to this. So just be open to having those conversations, because they're gonna come. It's gonna be the tough conversation. Like, yo, just be there and love them regardless.
Yeah, Dwight says that sometimes putting them off feels dismissive or like you're giving up. So just don't make them feel like he's wrong.
100%. You know, like that's also part of the stigma that comes with men talking. Like, we feel like we're gonna be judged. We're gonna be judged and told that we're wrong. We're not wrong for feeling this. We're not wrong for having feelings and emotion. Because guess what? Those feelings and emotions, when they get bottled up, they come out in domestic cases when they're beating these girls over their head because they don't know how to control those emotions, and they didn't have it bottled up for so long. They ended up taking it on the people that care about them the most. So we need to nip that in the bud as soon as possible.
All right, she opened the floodgates, so we're gonna get into it.
Floodgates! I might need another drink.
And I know it's gonna be follow questions you're gonna have for me. All right, so here's the deal. So I'm a stepson. He's always had his dad. He lost his dad last year, in the height of COVID, everything. He lost his dad, and it was
condolences.
Yeah, and it was like right after his 18th birthday.
Okay, so he's still okay.
Yeah, actually, no, it was before, because he turned 18 this year, so it's before his 18th.
So he's transitioning from.
Hold on, so I'm finna hit one of these niggas. Oh my god, I'm trying to be.
There we go, fellas. Thank you. I love
y'all. So she said it's hard to get him to open up about anything, even as simple as what he does for work. Because he just started a job, and so at times, she'll try to just go and have like a general conversation, and it doesn't really, doesn't go well.
It doesn't go well.
Like he's very reluctant to like open up and just give the slightest conversation.
So I feel like in his case, you never know what his father actually meant to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to him, that could have been his best friend. The only person he felt comfortable with communicating with. And it sucks to hear that, because then that's gonna make the mom feel like, fuck, am I not enough? I've done everything for you your whole life. I raised you, I've changed your diapers, you never missed a meal, you know, stuff like that. So it sucks to hear that, but it's not about us at the time. It's about this young man.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a perfect case where they need to find someone that he feels comfortable communicating with. It might be a therapist. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, and you might have to go through 4 or 5 therapists until you find someone he feels safe enough with to talk to.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If you finally get through to him right now, you're saving him 10 years down the line when he has a kid and he doesn't know how to communicate.
Yeah. So, Dwight, he's just basically talking to Trina. He just said he's coping, grieving, just got to be there. You can't tell him how to cope. All you can do is show him you're there for him. He's hurting.
100%.
Can't leave him on his own while, you know, also allowing him space to grieve. Pushing him off, feel like abandonment.
You know, it's crazy. I was talking to my boy. He's an attorney. And I was like, if somebody slaps you in the face and you turn and punch him as hard as you can, like, how in a court of law, how do they look at that? And he said, you know, it has to be within reasonable, all this. But then I thought about it. I was like, what makes your level of pain and my level of pain are two different things. So when someone's grieving, you can't tell them how to grieve. Yeah. You could just be there for them. You know what I mean? Like, if someone smacks you, I can't tell you how hard to hit them back.
Niggas help on me. Niggas, see, I'm trying to do a fucking show. You do a fucking show in the trap.
Hey, you gonna get the most views on this show. Tag everybody. Man. Every one of these speed bumps over here.
Man.
Ain't this is something else. I told him we should have had you on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, I didn't know if he would be open enough to talk.
My brother, man.
Listen, so like, no, Dwight agrees with you 100%. He says you can't tell people how to cope or how they should cope, and
you can just help try and guide them through it. Just be there for them.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't run into the divider.
Listen, I didn't hit a couple dividers in my life.
It be like that.
Yeah. too much drinking, man. So yeah, it's just like I said, man. I truly appreciate you coming on, having this conversation. Mm-hmm. When I heard about your book, you know, and you were telling me about what it's about, I was like, yo, this is perfect, and it definitely is something that's not talked about in our community.
Yeah. You know, I just wanted to create a platform where my brothers could feel like, you know, communicating emotion is never cool for Black men. And, you know, I just wanted to create a platform where it's okay to have those conversations. So that's what I did with the book.
So you thinking about doing like like an anonymous meeting night at the London one night where people can come and just let their feelings out?
We could do whatever. Like,
I feel like that'd be a good idea.
We could do it right here in this backyard. I would not care.
No, we can't come back to the trap. We done at the trap.
This is a nice trap, actually. If I pan the camera out, he has that forest green lawn. Like, you know, you could walk through it with no shoes and socks on and nothing mess your foot up. Yeah. But we could definitely put that together. I don't mind sitting down and everybody having those conversations. My cup is now empty. But yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said,
tell Dwight to come, because Dwight had a bunch of good questions, man.
Dwight lives in Dwight
better catch Houston. A goddamn flight. I don't give a damn. That's a 2.5 hour flight. Dwight, I love Houston, by the way. I was at Bunny's. I know all about it. I was the only one in Bunny's. Y'all gonna act like y'all wasn't at Bunny's?
I've been in Houston once, and it was literally like a drive-through.
Every woman at the strip club looked like Meg Thee Stallion. I don't know what they're doing, and the chicken wings is fire. Hello.
he said he coming. He said he'll fly out. Oh, he mean it too. He'll fly. He used to live out here.
Oh, then
he's the creator of G7 podcast. He's the one that really got me started on this. Mm-hmm. He lived in Sac. We worked at FedEx Freight together for a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, he said he really will come out here too.
Let me know. I'm down.
Yeah. He's big on podcasts. He's big on networking. Okay. He's big on helping other brothers get through.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So listen, man. Thank you. We hit an hour. You know, I gotta. My rental time is up on my space.
Hello?
So I gotta get going. But he said he's working on an audio book.
Oh man, I'm doing an audio book. Hey, literally, I gotta go and do the whole recordings for it next week. So
you got a lot going on. You should you know what? See if Bill Cosby can do the voice for you.
if you could get a microphone in the prison with Bill Cosby, brother, listen, I'm there. The pudding pops. Sign me up. Is it too soon?
Nah,
That's
nah.
like
What?
dropping an R. Kelly joke too soon. We can't
Nah,
be
it
doing
ain't.
that, man.
What is? There's no such thing as too soon.
Well, fuck it then. All
Is
right, let's
there?
drop the pudding pop jokes. Hello?
Pudding pop joke.
Goddamn Jello. I never liked Jello. I'll tell you that right now. I've never liked
You
Jell-O.
always been a pudding guy?
I've never liked pudding.
Oh, what?
I've never liked either one. Jello was just disgusting to me.
My grandma used to deliver stuff to the old folks home, so we used to go take the tapioca pudding all the time.
Y'all are something else. This is what niggas was doing in Richmond. Stealing old people's tapioca.
Hey, it'd be all right. Listen, Trina said thank you so much for the advice.
Anytime.
She said she can't wait for the book to come out. She's definitely picking it up. AKA, she's just gonna take my copy and read it.
Hey, y'all better get 2 copies. Stop playing with me, Trina. Help your boy out.
Hey, listen, thank you everybody for joining us. 4th of July weekend next weekend, so we will not have a show. After that, I'm depending on what I'm gonna do. We got 2 topics. There's some women who want to come on and talk about women's mental health and relationships, abusive.
I'm pulling up for that.
They want to talk about abusive manipulation, like all of it.
Okay.
So
That's
there's
lit.
and I got people who want to talk about do church hurt. I'm thinking about doing the women one first, so we can stick with the mental health, and then we can go to the church hurt. But that's also a form of mental
I'm
health.
gonna piss a bunch of people off about the church hurt joint.
You want to
I'm
come
here
back for the
it.
church hurt?
I'm so here for this. Listen, I'm here for that. All
All right. Well, we out. You know what? We'll talk about it.
How the preacher rolling in the Benz? I need to know.
I'm mad. My daddy got a Benz. My daddy got a Benz. We ain't talking about this.
Church is on tax, but
Listen,
I'm paying taxes.
Thank y'all so much for coming. Daddy, he ain't talking to you. Your Benz is nice. We know. PG&E paid for it.
How you get?
PG&E paid for it. He been working since he was 18.
I got questions. I got questions.
He retired at the age of 65. Next question. What you want to know?
Hey, Pop's doing his thing, baby. Okay.
Son working PG&E, wife working PG&E, daughters working PG&E. We there.
Son working PG&E. The boy, y'all, can I get a job? What's up?
We out of here.